As human beings, we adapt to so many things, and often those adaptations become our norm. Just like I adapted to my old glasses for so long, but in the end, after a year of using them, my prescription was bad and they were giving me headaches and I wasn't seeing as clearly as possible. I had to redo my prescription, I had to take an eye exam again, and I got these new glasses. And because I got used to wearing these old glasses and my eyesight got adapted to that for so long, when I first put these new glasses on, they felt very weird. The world around me felt very weird. Even my field of view became wider for some reason. And getting these new glasses and having this new view of the world just made me think about all the things that I had to adapt to, all the things that I had to change that now just became my norm. I've been single my whole life, and at the beginning of 2021, I just got married. I used to sleep alone. Suddenly, I have a stranger. Yeah, we know each other, we've been friends, we got to know each other during our engagement period more and more, but still, we're strangers. We never slept in the same bed, we never shared the same house. And that was a complete new thing to me, getting used to wearing a wedding ring 24/7. I had a mini heart attack just yesterday because I was wearing gloves and I just came from outside, and when I took off my gloves, my ring got stuck inside the glove and I forgot it there. I realized that I wasn't wearing a ring, half an hour later, and I needed to retrace my steps and I needed to put on my detective hat, go all Conan on this mission to find my ring, because if I lose it, some people might die. I'm not saying I'm in danger, I'm just saying the wedding ring is a small thing. Waking up next to someone is sharing a new life is a whole new experience. Making decisions on your own is one thing, being single, deciding how to spend your money, buying new toys for yourself, buying cameras and gear equipment and gaming or whatever. And now you have to decide for two people, and now you have to think about mortgage, and you have to think about rent, and you have to think about the electricity bill and so on. And making those decisions, sharing a life with someone else, is a new experience that I have to deal with. And alhamdulillah, over 7 years, I've almost said 7 years. Wow, what? After 7 months of being married, it's a beautiful experience. A lot of things that seemed very weird at the beginning, I adapted to and just became my norm. Now, if I don't wake up next to my wife, it just doesn't seem possible. It just doesn't seem normal anymore. Just like being married, I've recently started making videos in English. I've been making videos for 8 years in Arabic, and my dialect Sudanese language that is very complicated, sometimes even for other Arabic speakers to understand. It is a learning curve. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to be normal while speaking in English. It is still weird. I'm still adapting to that. Even changing a country. I used to live in Sudan. We speak in Arabic language. Now I have to deal with people who only speak English and sometimes maybe only speak Spanish, and I have to deal with them and I have to communicate. First few weeks it was hard. First few months it was even easier. Now it's just my norm. I adapted to that, and even my language here in the videos are showing, to be more and more natural. I'm taking longer cuts for me to stumble upon the words that I don't know how to pronounce, and that just came by practice. Practice makes better. And also, one of the things that I needed to adapt to, coming from Sudan, we're used to carrying cash 24/7. If you need to buy something that costs 7 million, you're gonna carry that in a bag and go pay for the guy and take the thing and do that. We carry cash everywhere because a lot of places do not deal with ATM cards, bank cards. You cannot do transactions with bank cards in a lot of places. But me moving here, first I used to pay in cash, and I used to get these weird looks from bodega people and from the supermarket owners and stuff like that, because they do not deal with this amount of cash at the norm. I used to carry like $100 with me because I needed to buy a lot of stuff. And they're like, we need to check this, you know. And I was like, is it me? Is it because I'm African? Do you not think that all Africans are Nigerian princes that are trying to take your money? Because we are, yes. I seriously used to get offended sometimes when I give the cashier cash and they're checking my money. I'm like, no, it's not a photo card. It's money. I just took it from the bank a couple of months. And it's, you know, it just became the norm for me to not carry cash anymore. I don't have any cash in my wallet. Wait a minute. Just to prove that I don't have any cash in my wallet anymore. MTA card. I ride the bus with that and the metro. And whenever I'm trying to pay for something, I just touch my phone, and that just became the norm for me. My cards live on my phone. I need to carry my phone everywhere that I go, and I pay for stuff that way. If I do that in Sudan, I will not get anywhere. And adapting to cash does have its issues. Because a couple of days ago, like yesterday, literally yesterday, I was walking. I needed to take the metro. My metro card was empty. I didn't have any cash with me. I didn't have any cards with me. And I was like, yeah, we can just touch to pay. And I touched to pay. Here it says pay, but at the metro, it doesn't read. And that was like a misconvenience that I needed to deal with. And I needed to get cash from somewhere to pay and refill my... One of the things that I needed to adapt to very quickly was the cold winter. Again, coming from Sudan, coming from Africa, it's very hot, it's very savannah-like. The only thing that we need to adapt to is like rain sometimes and stuff like that, but it's mostly dry. And suddenly moving to a very humid place like New York, a very cold place, because our winter is like 24, 22 degrees. Sometimes it's like 18 degrees centigrade. That's the coldest that Sudan gets. In a lot of places, it goes lower than that. But here, I came in summer and it was like 24 and everyone is running around with shorts and cut sleeved. And I was wearing a hoodie because I was cold. Dude, I'm coming from Africa. And they were like, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, and I needed to adapt to that very quickly. Wearing thermals, hoodies all the time, a jacket, and I even needed to buy special boots for the winter and for the ice, for me not to slip or for them not to get wet with the ice and all the water that is happening around the city all the time. That's part of the adaptation that we need to take as human beings when moving from one weather to another. Also, one of the issues, because I've been wearing glasses for like 12, 10 years, something like that. If it's rainy, they're getting wet. If it's foggy or wearing a mask, they're gonna get fog on them. It's something that I needed to adapt to and live with. And speaking of masks, we've adapted to COVID for 2 years so far. Cities have adapted to that. You cannot go into any place without you being required to wear a mask. You cannot even go to the MTA. You cannot go to metro station or ride the train or ride buses without wearing a mask. And even if you're flying internationally, you need your vaccination card and you need to have a negative test for COVID. This just became the norm. All the world is adapting to these rules because that's part of adaptation moving forward. There is a hurdle in your way, there is a bump in your way, you adapt to that, you keep on going. What are the things that you needed to adapt to in the recent month? What are the things that you are adapting to or trying to adapt to going forward to reach your goal, to reach the point of success to you? Tell me all that in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Muaz Osman. Assalamu alaikum.